Hi everyone, how are you today? Today's video, we're gonna get into how you allow. Hmm, allowing. It's a big word. It's a really big word, and it's oftentimes a triggering word in many aspects, especially when you come from an emotionally abusive, neglectful, or traumatic past. Because the word allow can mean so many things. We go into powerful exercises inside my program, my signature program, Transforming Past Pain to Present Power. And one of them is to define the term. Because when we come from past that are full of neglect, emotional neglect, full of emotional abuse, where our emotions were skewed and twisted and bound and mixed in with lies and half truths and gaslighting and questioning and doubting and wondering, was that really what I felt? Because I had this experience and this very impactful relationship with someone who often tried to get me to feel something different or to feel what I didn't feel or tell me that what I felt wasn't real. And now I don't know. I don't know what I feel and I feel disconnected from what I feel. I feel like I don't trust what I feel. Is that what I feel? I don't know. And even though maybe now you're out of that relationship, and you know you're in a much better place, you still find that your mind goes back there. And that questioning, that internal place, that internal conflict and struggle is so familiar now. And you may question and wonder why you allowed yourself to be treated that way. What's wrong with you? Why did you allow it? Why did you stay? You knew it wasn't good. You knew it wasn't the way you want to be treated. You knew it wasn't what you hoped the relationship would be. You knew that in the beginning of the relationship, you had hopes and dreams that and this image of a future that was very different from what the reality of that experience was. So now the word allow may be triggering. Ooh, I don't like that word. Why did I allow that? Why did I allow them to treat me that way for so long? Why did I allow my children and those that I loved to go through that for so long? Why did I allow that treatment? And your mind is filled with questions. And some of those questions you search long and hard for the answers for within, and you find that you can't find them. And now you want to allow a healthy relationship. You want to allow yourself to receive. You want to continue to allow. But now this word allow is very triggering. It's very traumatic. It's a very block that you feel within. And this is showing up in other areas of your life in different ways. You're not allowing yourself to put yourself out there. You're feeling constricted and bound. Many of the people that join my world are very much in the world that I lived in. Back in the world of being stuck inside your own mind, of feeling like a prisoner in your own body, of beating yourself up constantly and consistently, asking myself, why did I allow this? Why did I allow this to go on for so long? Why did I allow this treatment? And now you're almost embodying and experiencing this awakening of allowing, and you want to allow other things to happen in your life, to come into your life, but good things, maybe different relationships to cultivate and to grow, because you've got these good relationships and they're right on the verge, but you're not allowing them to go any further because I don't know, if I let you in, if I allow you into my world, into my heart, into my mind, into my life, you might hurt me the way that this other person hurt me in the past and I allowed them in. So what's wrong with me? And if I allow you in, the same thing is going to happen. And what if that happens? I don't know if I can handle it again. And so you start to feel this, oh, I can't allow this to happen anymore. So we're going to stop right here. We're not going to go any further. And not only does that impact relationships, personal relationships, friendships, connections with our children, we allow them to do certain things, we allow them to go so far, we restrict their expression of their own emotions and feelings because we can't handle it. So we can't allow them to express themselves in a certain way because we can't handle it. So allowing gets tangled up in this form of control. And it does this dance with manipulation, allowing, I'll only allow so much, and then I'm going to manipulate my way into getting this because that feels safe. That feels like what I can handle. That feels like the extent of what I can allow. But so many of us, after coming out of emotionally unavailable, abusive, or traumatic past, we step into this spiritual state and space. We begin to awaken. We begin to realize the damage of the depths of what we'd allowed in the past with these people or with this particular person who hurt us, who manipulated us, who abused us. And we question everything about ourselves. Why did I allow that? How did I allow that? How could I be so dumb? How could I be so blind? How could I be so stupid? What is wrong with me? And we begin this journey into discovery, self-discovery, to go on this quest to find answers to those questions that we feel like if we had then, we wouldn't have allowed that to happen. And it's in that very allowing that we allow ourselves to discover what it is about us, the depth of us, the depth of our emotional wounds, the depth of our emotional traumas. But most of us realize, I think I'll read a few self-help books and then I'll stop right there. And then I'm just going to play safe, stay small, be content with what I've got, and just try to allow that to be enough. But in our heart and in our soul, we want more. We have bigger dreams, especially as you begin to open up this whole new world, this self-development journey, the self-discovery journey. And we realize, holy shit, there's way more to life than that pain from the past, than that abuse, than that trauma and neglect from the past. There's so much more to me, and there's so much more that I want to allow myself to experience and embody and be a part of. But that requires allowing. That requires connection, that requires deep understanding, that requires boundaries, that requires not allowing certain things or certain people or certain situations into our world. So where's this balance between allowing and not allowing? And how will I know? How do I know that I'm not gonna, like a little teapot, and tip myself over and pour me out? And that's what I've done in the past. I've completely tipped myself over, poured all of me out, given everything I could and I had to someone who said it was never enough, who made me believe and made me feel that it was never enough. And because I tipped myself over and poured all of me out, and I do that with everyone in my life and in my world, there's nothing left for me. And how do I find this balance between allowing myself to give while also allowing myself to receive, that I don't, so that I don't get to that state again where I'm just tipped over and poured out and I feel like there's nothing left. And then all I have is this resentment and anger that I've allowed, because now I feel rejected. Now I feel like the scale is off balance and I no longer want to allow that again. So that word allow can be very triggering, but it can be the very thing that we want more of. So how is it that we're triggered by the very thing that we want more of? And when you're on this journey to healing from emotional abuse and neglect and trauma from the past, you begin to realize, I want to allow more good things to come into my life. That's what I've always wanted. That's what I've always dreamed of. It's just the story that we're sold, this princess fairy tale Disneyland story. I want to allow someone to come in and be a part of my a whole new world and trust them and go on this magic carpet ride with them and just enjoy and embrace and have fun and trust something that I don't know a whole lot about, but I want to trust myself to say yes to those things that I'm so excited tomorrow could potentially be incredible, wonderful, magnificent, and so beautiful. But I don't know. I can't allow that. Because the last time I thought I was going on that magic carpet ride, look at what happened. We crashed, it burned, the whole town exploded. Can't allow that to happen again. Now I'm rebuilding myself from that crash, from that burn, from that explosion. And now there's nothing left of it. It's all been destroyed. It's all gone. And I'm not going to go on that magic carpet ride and on that journey again and allow that to happen again. No, 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 Linda. I'm going to stay right here because now I have to figure out how to build something from nothing. I'm starting all over. And it feels like that. It feels heavy. It feels like you're starting from ground zero. And we're not even talking about ground zero. If you're anything like me, I was starting from negative. So many people, and I've had people ask me this question before, Sarah, how did you rebuild? Well, you didn't experience financial boost. I can show you the paperwork. Sometimes, depending on the perception and the lens in which you're looking at it through, well, I can't give this up because then I'll be starting not only from nothing, but from a deficit, from a hole. Well, you already feel like you're in a hole. You already feel like you're in a deficit. Emotionally, you're in a deficit. If we're looking at this like a bank account, how far are you in the positive? Are you really? Or do you feel like you're in the negative? Do you feel like you're in debt? Do you feel like you're in emotional debt? How did you allow that? What you want to allow in your own life is to get into that place of positivity, that place of growth, that place of change, that place of expansion. Having the relationship you've always wanted, finding in your life that you can do the things that you want to do. And most people find, it's not material things that you want, it's a feeling that you want to embody. You want to allow yourself to embody a particular feeling. You want to allow yourself to give and receive love. But you come from a background, from experiences where you gave everything away like little teapot, you tipped yourself over and you poured it all out, and now there's nothing left. And that's not enough. That person that you poured all that tea out from to is like, where's the teapot? Where's the little cups? Where's the little saucers? That's all you've got? Really? That's it? And you were like, oh, no, 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 here, in an effort to want to feel what you hope you feel when you do that. Loved, supported, appreciated, accepted. Thank you. You give it all. Okay, no, here. You give it all away. You not only pour all the tea out, but you give them the teapot, the little teacups, the little tea saucers and plates. You even give them the little napkins. You're even like, here, you want some little scones to go with that? Here you go, take it all. How did you allow that? And now you want to allow abundance and love and connection, trust, safety, security back into your life. But there's this fear, there's this block that if you do, crash, burn, explode, nothing left. So there's an energetic disconnection with the word allow. And we go into this, define the term allow, because sometimes if I allow myself to go on this date, to start this new relationship, if I allow myself to be loved, if I allow myself to receive love, if I allow my career to go to the places that I want it to go, to grow, to expand, if I allow myself to feel safe, to put myself out there, what opportunities could be available to me? Well, they're not available to me if I just stay here, scared, stuck, alone, afraid. If I don't allow myself to feel safe enough to step out there, to go see what's out there, because I'm afraid. I don't want that to happen again. I don't want to be hurt again. I fear being burned again. How do you allow now? After you've gone through an experience of emotional abuse, neglect, and trauma, when you think about that desire that you have, those things that you want, those things that you think if you had would make you feel, would allow you to feel that particular feeling, would allow you to feel connected, safe, would allow you to feel like you can smile again, laugh again, feel free, would allow you to feel like you're finally enjoying life. This is life. Life is supposed to be fun. Life is not supposed to be lived scared, afraid because of things that happened to me in the past. We all have experiences like that in the past that didn't feel good, that blew up, and we felt like, really? How are we allowing ourselves to step into that space now? Or do you feel completely blocked, unable to allow yourself to do the things that you want to do, allowing yourself to trust again? And what are the questions going through your mind? So many people that I work with find themselves in one, more, or all of the different archetypes of the emotionally traumatized, abused, and neglected. That gaslighter you that's like, what is wrong with me? Why did I allow this? How can I make sure this never happens again? And from that place, what's the energy there? What are you allowing yourself to do or not do? Are you allowing yourself to maybe go so far in a relationship, but you got one foot in and the other foot out? You're not allowing yourself to feel safe enough to truly step all the way in and see what it could become. That's preventing you from being able to grow in your business, in your career, change businesses, go another direction in your life. You just feel like, if I just stay small and right here, I won't get hurt again, because I'm not going to allow myself to go through that ever again. And if I put myself out there, it could. And do you find that the questions in your mind, those ones that keep you up at night, when your bed hits your head hits the pillow before you go to bed? Another day. How did you go through another day and you really didn't make any progress? You didn't get anything done. Really? How much longer do you think they're going to allow you to keep your job if you keep this up, if you keep doing this? How are you going to allow yourself to, how are you going to catch up? Look at how behind you are. And it's like that little voice in your mind, and you're like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. I need to get some rest. And you find you only get maybe 1 to 2 hours of sleep at night. And that's on a good day. Your sleep is broken. Your anxiety. How did I allow myself to get to this place? I'm not even in that relationship anymore. You know what? I should be over this by now. How have I not allowed myself to be over this by now? How have I not allowed myself to let it go? That's what they say to do. Let it go. How am I not allowing myself to do that? I'm journaling, I'm meditating, I'm doing all the things, and it's not working. And then you stuff and you bottle your feelings. It's the stuff or bottler archetype, or the F me, you just fake it and you just show up every day. The smile on your face. How are you? I'm great. I'm fine. Nothing is wrong. Nothing to see here. But you're not allowing yourself to really be seen, to open up, to connect, to share with people because of the fear. What are they going to think of me? Look how long it's been. I'm still repeating the same old story. I'm still not over it yet. I still haven't moved on. So you slap a smile on your face and you pretend that everything's okay. You dive into not needing any help. You don't allow yourself to receive help, to receive support. Because this image now was, I've got this, everything is fine. And so you pour yourself into one area of your life, a particular area of your life, that you've got it, that you can play that superstar, superhero role, and you can receive all that external validation. And that's a very dangerous role, because then there's this perception that you're doing incredibly well when you feel like you're dying inside because of the things that you're not allowing yourself to release and let go of. Because what's that going to mean? This like wave of trauma and emotion is going to come over me if I allow myself to step into that space, to feel, to release, to let go of all those feelings. And what are they going to think if they knew I was even holding on to that in the first place? I don't know, but I'm not willing to go there. So I'm going to wear my superhero cape. I'm going to be the superhero me, superstar. And we're just going to pretend that none of that is there. And you live your life feeling like there's this elephant in the room. There's those skeletons in your closet, and it's almost like you can hear it knocking. It's like, hello, hello. How much longer you can pretend that I'm not here, that I'm not in there? You know it. You know what's in here. You know what you've put in here. You know what you've shoved away. You know what you've been ignoring, neglecting, rejecting. And then that leads to stuffing and bottling your feelings. That leads to hearing all those questions in your mind of the gaslighter me. Oh, and then there's the P me, the procrastinator. I'll get to that later. You know what? I'm gonna deal with all that later. And this image of having to be perfect. And this control, the perfectionism and the control of your life. Oh, I need to control this because if I don't, then if it's not perfect, what are they going to think? How did I allow myself to get to this place? And now you're living this life of driving yourself crazy, all while trying to pretend that you're not crazy. Because if anyone knew what was going on in here, they would agree that you were. And how did you allow yourself to get to this place? And how do I allow myself to get to the place where I'm not crazy? Where I'm free from this stuff. What do I have to do? What direction do I have to go? How do I have to navigate this? So allow can be a very triggering word. How do you allow now? What do you not allow now in your life? What are you unable to allow in your life now? Because those things that are preventing you from allowing, opening up yourself to receiving, feeling safe, allowing yourself to trust, allowing yourself to feel safe and unknown in new situations, in new relationships, in different experiences. So many people that I work with, they go through the same mundane routine every day and every day and every day and every day and every day. They don't allow that, but oh, they dream of allowing themselves to venture out, to go live life, to experience life, to go again on that magic carpet ride and not fear. See? I knew it. I knew I should have just stayed at home and been alone because if I did, that wouldn't have happened. Ah, what's wrong with you? I told you. Shut up, inner voice. Not now. I don't want to hear you. I'm done. Fine. I get it. Don't allow myself to allow. Because allowing myself to allow, to dream, to hope, to want, to wish, it hurts. And every time in the end I get hurt, you're really going to live the rest of your life that way? You're going to allow yourself to go into those places within, those emotional wounds that are screaming for you, please see me, feel me, pay attention to me, transform me. I don't want to feel this hurt and pain. I don't want to be hurting you with it. And that's all I'm doing with it. Are you going to allow yourself to go on this journey and this experience of going within to transform that pain into power? Or are you going to allow yourself to continue feeling the way they're feeling day after day after day, knowing you don't want to allow yourself to feel or to experience that anymore, and knowing it's you? No one can force you, no one can make you, no one but you. Just like you can't force or make anyone else do anything that they're not going to do or don't want to do. More than likely, you've lived a good part of your life trying and not succeeding. And if you're not succeeding, there's often a story of failing. I tried and I failed. I tried and I failed. I tried and I failed. And oftentimes that becomes this identity. I am. I am unsuccessful. I am a failure. I allowed this failure. And it becomes this embodiment of this identity. That's what those core wounds do to you. Those inner emotional wounds, when they're left untreated, when they're left unhealed, when they're left to believe those things about you. This embodiment, this person of who you are, body, mind, heart, and soul. It becomes the I am story. I am not allowing the things that I really want. I am not safe. I am undeserving. And the energetic flip side to that, to transforming that past pain to present power, because that's all that really exists is this present moment, is I am. I am safe to allow myself. I am safe to allow myself to desire, to hope, to dream, to wish, to go, to create, to manifest, to embody, to embrace, to be a part of these things that I do want. I allow myself to be seen. I allow myself to be safe. I allow myself to be heard. I allow myself to trust. Even if it doesn't work out the way that I initially thought it would or hoped that it would, I am okay. I allow myself to take the learnings, to take the lessons, see them as opportunities for growth, expansion, and allow myself to continue on. And that beautiful journey transpires within. It has to begin within. If you're looking for it anywhere outside of you, out there, in a substance, in a book, in this one quote that changed everything, you're going to find that you feel that disallowing. Well, I felt good for a little bit, but here we are again. The journey needs to begin within, transforming those old emotional wounds, traumas, beliefs about yourself from the pain of the past into this present moment, into allowing yourself to feel, embody, and embrace this power in this moment. That is where the most incredibly powerful and beautiful change occurs. That's where everything changes, is from within. So when you're ready to go on that ride, I'm not saying it's going to be a perfect and straight line, but it will be a worthwhile ride. Oftentimes the image of healing is like peaks, valleys, ups, downs, highs and lows, but the exponential growth is like this. And when you use your unconscious mind to get to the very core and the very root of those beliefs and these identities that you have about yourself because of that past pain, transform it into present day, present moment power, you allow yourself to live the life that you've always dreamed of living in every area of your life. I would love to guide you on that journey. If you want more information about the program or are interested in working one-to-one together, you can find out information about both of those in the links in the description below this video and on my website. All right, guys, how do you allow now? What are you still holding on to? What are you ready to allow yourself to release and be free from so that your life can be forever transformed? That is it for today. I want you to really just sit with that question. How do I allow? What do I allow? What do I allow myself to believe is possible, capable for me? All right, guys, if you're into journaling, use that as a journal prompt, and I'll see you soon.